What's going on, y'all? Fort Worth Fabian. We are back with a video, man. We're actually doing a reaction to grieving father slams sanctuary city chaos after daughter killed by an illegal immigrant. This is from Fox News. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this in the comment section below if you actually caught wind of this story. There's a lot of ICE, a lot of illegal immigrant, frustrations and talks that have been going on for the past year, 6 months to a year or so. I mean, it's been prolonged, but this is just another story attributing to why a lot of folks are pressing for the issue to, deport a lot of the illegal immigrants. So we're gonna go ahead and hop right into it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comment section below.
Back here at home, Vice President J.D. Vance is visiting Minneapolis today, where he will host a roundtable with local leaders and community members on how the city's sanctuary policies have undermined public safety and put ICE officers at risk. Our next guest says sanctuary policies failed his 20-year-old daughter, Katie, who was killed in a hit and run by an illegal immigrant who was under the influence. Joe Abraham joins me now. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. This operation in Minneapolis has divided our country in a way we haven't seen in some time. So what are your thoughts on what the president is trying to do in Minnesota, and also your thoughts on the reaction to it on the ground?
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's really disheartening to watch this because, when you think about it, the one-sided compassion that is constantly out there, whether it's the media or the protesters, there's no consideration for families like ours who just an innocent young girl killed in the streets of J.B. Pritzker's Urbana, Illinois, and when you nullify, as he did, federal immigration law, and then you don't put in any process or guardrails, any common sense into basically what you've done is created your own immigration policy. That's very disheartening as well, because the person who killed Katie was using an alias, could have easily been filtered out. He's being now treated as well for an infectious disease that he had in our communities. There were a lot of red lights here with this guy, and Illinois clearly had no front end process. So that's what happens on the back end. You have this type of chaos going on because they won't cooperate with the federal law enforcement, and so they need to be out in the streets, but they really want that in the streets. I mean, governors like J.B. Pritzker want ICE in the streets. They don't want to cooperate. They want to have all this kind of chaos to deflect in what's happening in the state, because really the only people that think the state is running well are the people that actually run the state.
Yeah, especially in Minneapolis, where there's this potentially $9 billion fraud scandal, and they want to shift the focus from that onto what the protesters are saying on the ground. But President Trump, I think, was spot on this week when he said that a lot of the protesters and a lot of Americans across the country don't really know the extent of the crimes to which the illegal immigrants who are being targeted have committed. And he said that in Minneapolis alone, 10,000 criminal illegal migrants have been arrested by ICE, some of whom have committed very serious crimes. When you hear a number like that,
This is my thing. Like, naturally, the statistics speak volumes. But if you think about it, if we tied maybe the frequency of these crimes committed to, a U.S. citizen, it would probably equate, if not supersede, right? Because from a population standpoint, the U.S. probably holds a multitude, a lot more. But the point I'm trying to make is the media is always going to paint a certain narrative to where they have an agenda, essentially, right? I'm not trying to take away from the daughter or the young woman that lost her life, but we kind of have to be able to critical think here a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. It's pushing the narrative of getting illegal immigrants out of the country. And I'm all for, if you break the law, there's consequences to breaking the law. But hear me out. Understand the grand scheme, the larger point of view. The point of view is that they're pushing a narrative in order to obviously help the agenda of deporting illegal immigrants. There's U.S. citizens who commit similar crimes. There's U.S. citizens who are drunk drivers that run over people, right? This isn't foreign knowledge, but how they pinpoint it to paint this whole picture and paint this whole story. We have 10,000 illegal immigrants committing these crimes. We have U.S. citizens, probably 30,000 plus. I don't know, within a span of what, a month? Who knows? what the span is, yearly, monthly, whatever it may be, who commit similar crimes. So for some reason, they seem to worsen it because they're an illegal immigrant. Is it good, bad, or ugly? I'm not here to argue that. I'm here to try to play a little bit of devil's advocate and kind of put the narrative on the fact that these media outlets, maybe it's a political agenda, who knows what a lot of people say is right winged, doesn't matter. They're pushing the narrative of, look at this. We have X amount of illegal immigrants, and look at all the crimes they've committed. Crime is crime. Evil is evil. Wrong is wrong, whether you're an illegal immigrant or not. It's just funny how they try to spin it on this whole, well, we need to get them out of here, as if we export all the illegal immigrants and these particular crimes or these offenses committed will diminish. They will not diminish. These things happen day to day. It's just like, you got to understand that there's a certain position being took in order to publicize or put things on the large screen to kind of say, hey, look, we got illegal immigrants. We need to get them out of here. Look what they've done, though. Oh, my God, it's so bad. Even though in the United States today, we have legal citizens who are committing crimes to the umpteenth, crimes 10 times worse, right? That's all I'm trying to say.
What do you think?
Well, I'm living it every day, so I'll live with it the rest of my life. The irresponsibility of states like Illinois and Minnesota. Think about what's happening in Minnesota. What
It's just so dramatic,
really
is my
wrong?
opinion.
Are these really the people? ICE has targeted folks they want to get. If the local law enforcement cooperates with them, you won't see this type of chaos in the streets. The presence that ICE has to have in the streets in order to apprehend some of these really awful people. But and not
To my point, criminals are criminals. It doesn't matter if you're illegal or you're legal. Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, these guys were citizens. Like, if we were to rack up the extremity of crimes committed, you're seeing probably far more extreme crimes committed by naturalized citizens. That's my point I'm trying to make. It's just so dramatic. This is disgusting. This is despicable. It's only pointing to the fact that they're illegal, to where it adds that much more ammo, that much more emphasis, to where it's like people can be butthurt about it. We got to get them gone. Well, my bottom line is wrongdoing is wrongdoing. You got to get the citizens you got to get the people gone who are U.S. citizens as well. But to have this whole segment just cater to the fact that, oh, it's because they're an illegal immigrant. No, evil is evil. Wrong is wrong. Now, sure, they've broken they should be penalized for breaking another code or another law, right? Additionally, on top of that, in terms of being here illegally. But don't paint this narrative that it's because they're illegal, crimes are committed. Crimes are committed all the time. And if you can't take a bird's eye view and fully understand that, then you are delusion. You are just pure delusion in its purest form. You are the definition.
Everyone is, but the ones they're going after, the ones they're targeting, I don't understand. It's very painful to watch these demonstrators line up behind these type of folks when people like Katie get nothing but silence. An innocent, beautiful girl doing nothing but minding her business, being killed on the streets. It's really sort of sad.
Joe, we're running out of time here, but I do want to ask you one more question, because Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago, in Illinois, was named after your daughter. This was in honor of her and the very important life that she had, that you gave her. What was your reaction when you found out about this operation being tied to your daughter's memory? And also just some quick thoughts on what you want people to know about her.
Yeah, so when Midway Blitz started, they laid out the worst of the worst, and I thought that was a good thing. And as compassionate, loving as Katie is, and she was just a terrific soul, the world's going to be a worse place without her. She would have absolutely rejected the way she died and anyone else that would have died in that violent, awful way. So I believe that Katie she has fairness, so she would have absolutely rejected the way things are happening right now, the chaos that's happening. There's a way to do things properly, and Katie,
Right.
as loving and compassionate as she was all for fairness and the right way and the wrong way as
Yeah.
well.
Condolences, man. Condolences to this father here. RIP to Katie. And he has a valid point. It resurfaces what I'm talking about. There's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And from a legal perspective, right, it's just one less casualty. So I do align with that, right? Because if we were living in an alternate universe and it was a universe with no illegal immigrants, this casualty would not happen. Now, we all have a death date. We're all going to die some way, shape, or form. But it makes you really put it in that perspective. Hey, if we didn't have a little illegal immigrants running rampant, there would be a lot less crimes committed. And I guess that's the grand scheme, right? That's the larger picture. There would be, particular deaths that could be prevented. So, RIP, man, condolences to the family, prayers out to the family. Obviously, there's a problem. I'm wholeheartedly with the fact that if you break the law, there's got to be some type of punishment for it. Period. That's how law works. We instill things in order to actually reprimand and actually take some type of, you have to take accountability for the choices that you make. Period. But let's not act like there's not a particular agenda being painted out just solely because someone's an illegal immigrant. There's illegal immigrants that have probably lived here 30, 40 plus years, laid low, didn't do nothing. You could say they're hardworking people. They established themselves here to provide for the family, but they didn't take time to follow the law. They didn't take time to get proper documentation, right? And if you actually do searches on the internet nowadays, man, let's really think about it. If you just Google hit and runs by an illegal immigrant, there's several articles that come up. So this isn't a one-off, and it goes back to the point to where I agree, man. If we looked at it in an alternate universe, if there weren't illegal immigrants allowed to run rampant, to do their thing, to cross the border, whatever it may be, to get into the United States of America illegally, there's certain deaths that would be prevented, right? 3 days ago, ICE arrests criminal illegal alien who killed a 15-year-old girl in a hit and run in Charlotte, North Carolina. Fatal DUI crash kills soccer player. And an illegal immigrant, Juan Alvarado Aguilar, is the cause. This is another article. ICE didn't detain undocumented illegal immigrant who was actually charged with severely injuring a 15-year-old girl in a hit and run in East Charlotte. And then that was probably similar to the one that I read prior, but 4-time removed criminal illegal alien kills 11-year-old boy in hit and run in Sanctuary, California. So believe it or not, these things do reoccur. So it's just, the bottom line is, man, do things correctly. There's a law, there's a certain standard to upkeep. And at the end of the day, I think that there's certain ways to, even though it's not easy to become a citizen of America, it's not easy whatsoever, but I'm all for asylum seekers, people who are escaping some detrimental situation or some controversial situation, near death. Your life is in jeopardy type of situation. At that point in time, if we want to harbor them, we would allow them through our borders, so be it. But just to come over here and then you're committing crimes and things of that nature, and then you got people who are still advocating for the fact that they've broken the law, and you can't separate them from their family. It's so rude. It's just like you got people losing their life over certain things like this. At that point in time, it's like structure just goes out the window. We have to have structure. We have to have law-abiding citizens, man. So comment down below. Like I said, condolences, prayers out to the family, man. Peace, love, prosperity. God bless everybody out there, man. Jesus is the way, the truth, the life, man. We'll see y'all in the next video.